sure that's going to be a better option.
Big ass. Yeah. Maybe we should get the camera on this.
It doesn't matter if it's this side or that side. What does it matter?
Right. No, just moving like this. We could actually have a decent conversation.
Okay.
Wait, no, I gotta pick up all the crap from the table.
Alright. We're moving to one camera instead of two, so everything is changing.
Yeah, look, we'll try. We have to figure this out. Alright, are we live?
No,
It's recording.
yeah, yes we are. Alright, let's go.
Can we get a link to the web?
It's alright. Hopefully we'll be able to succeed in sending a link. Hopefully everything is working. And hallelujah to that, brother.
Send me a link.
Alright. כן, הנה זה פה. שיתוף. Alright, here we go, brother.
Missiles explode on Jerusalem's holy site.
What? What happened? What'd you say?
Alright, it's on. I'll
Yeah.
send it to the Rebbitzins. Tell.
You're not in the screen though, yeah? You understand that?
I'll be there in a second.
זה הכיסא בדיוק של שגיא. אבל אין לו מיקרופון אז כאילו, בוא.
Yeah, but
בסדר, anyway.
if we want to do someone else, then it's not going to work. I have to figure out how to get two cameras on. If we're two of us sitting here and he's sitting right there, it's perfect.
But we still
And
one
Saki
microphone
is
for
right
two
here.
people.
Doesn't make a difference, no, because we got that.
Okay, get yourself connected.
Alright, I'm in.
ברוכים הבאים. Welcome to the Zoom podcast, motherfucker, Akabachinik. We are live from Rehovot, and we're
missing a man in action.
We're not missing anything. Everything is perfect. Everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. We're here tonight talking with Chaim Gayev, my only Chabadnik brother-in-law so far.
Bezrat Hashem.
And it's
Cheers.
about time, you know? L'chaim.
Chaim.
So what do you have to say for yourself, Chaim?
Give me a second. What I have to say? What would you like me to start? You're supposed to be asking the questions.
That is the ultimate question. And that's what I want to ask you. What do you have to say for yourself? What? I'm going to say it again. What do you
Have to say about myself?
for yourself?
What do I have to say for myself?
You're half on the screen and half on, but it doesn't matter. We can hear you. That's what we want. The other way. Oh, okay. Okay, sure. It's fine. We know Chaim you've been around for like 36 years, something like that?
38 years.
38 years, which means you're almost 40, blah, blah, blah.
Actually, I'm turning in a few months. I'm turning 30.
39.
Which is kind of scary. Which is kind of scary when you what's the name.
You're scared. You feel scared that you're almost 40.
No, I have this guilt trip every birthday of mine. That your birthday's coming around. You're supposed to do some action. You're supposed to do become a tzaddik in Peltz overnight.
Yeah?
It's something I've been struggling with for years. Like Pesach time, right after Pesach time. Well, like Ba'imr time. My brain just goes haywire. Like your birthday's coming up, you gotta be a tzaddik. Little chitas twice daily, you know.
Let's talk about your relationship with God. Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, so
You want to tell us how it started?
how it started.
As a kid, did you believe in God?
I was born. That's how it
Born and
started.
raised in the crown out, the real thing.
So I was born like this. I'm gonna turn to you so we can actually have this conversation. I don't know if you see me on
Speak,
Facebook.
okay.
No, you don't
Whatever
see
you feel
me.
comfortable, man.
No, I don't like talking to the screen. I want to talk to you.
Okay.
And the computer's starting to make problems.
No, it's not.
All right. How do we start this?
We're talking, first of all,
Let's get some background.
We're talking about you and God, not about anything.
No. So let's start in background. Background is I was born
Not back on. Where about you and God when you were 6 years old?
I'm trying to get at that.
You had a God?
I was trying to get at that. When I was born in Vancouver, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
My father was working over there. He was also like helping out the shlochiach over there.
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to, when I was about 2.5 years old, we moved to Crown Heights. And
your parents are Bali Tshuva.
My parents are Bali Tshuva.
And they're pretty, I mean, not strict, but they were like...
They're Lubavitchers to the full extent.
Yeah. You felt it in home as this like powerful connection to the Rebbe or whatever.
Yeah, so... I remember seeing the Rebbe a few times in the bleachers.
What does it have to do with God?
Wait a second. I remember seeing the Rebbe in the bleachers. I remember passing the Rebbe once. I have a slight memory of Koshel Bracha.
Blurred.
No, as in... I remember my father telling me, Chaim, don't drink it. Pour into the small little plastic bottles, save it for later, pour into the wine bottle. And then I drank it, and my father was like, why? Chaim, you're not supposed to drink it. Right. So as a kid, you don't have appreciation of Rebbe.
Yeah.
On one hand, on the other hand, you have a very deep appreciation.
No, don't talk about what people.
No, I'll tell you what I am saying. No.
So
I'll explain to you.
Talk to me about you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
your
at that.
God. Even before, like the earliest, I'll help you. I remember talking to God, even though I wasn't born religious or anything. Like not only like very, very vague Jewish identity.
Yeah, but
you never talked to me about God. But
you always knew you had a God. Those always existed in your mind.
Talk to him and this and that. Believe in him, pray to him. As a kid.
Okay,
It's the simplest and deepest probably thing that exists.
So I'll explain to you the difference between
talk to me about you.
So I'm trying to get at that. Being that I grew up with all these, I don't call it lights or emotional feelings and a lot of background music of inspiration as in Rebbe. And then the age, I remember Gimel Tammuz. I was 7 years old. I remember having a dream of the Rebbe a week later. And
what was the dream?
I remember going through a park, and then like a middle of the park seeing the Rebbe on the porch. I don't know the connection, but that's like the memory I have.
So you grew up with a light back. I say lights.
Lights, as in there's a lot of orot, but there was no keli because I wasn't a.
But a kid doesn't.
But that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of Rebbe memories, something that I try to live with on a daily basis, but I can't put up my finger on it because it's not something I was able to grasp as a child.
Exactly, that's what I want to talk to you.
So wait a second.
Go back to as a kid. How did you?
That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to get at. Now, knowing all that, I understood there was a God in the world. That's how we grew up. We daven every day.
Yeah,
and
you understood it.
It was something. I always knew I could talk to him and have conversation. But I was always as a kid. Did you pour
your heart?
I always, as a child, I always had that weird, interesting conversation. Like I remember doing that point of. Like your father's, you're playing tackle football or soccer, and you make a right, and then all of a sudden make a wide left, something like they're not ready for, or a quick left,
and they fall,
or so on and so forth. So I was like, I'm gonna fool God. I'm gonna, I'll go and do this.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna do something else, and God's not gonna realize it. And then
wow, that's cool. How old were you? 5-year-old?
No, I think a bit older.
10-year-old. Okay.
Probably.
You're already shavav. All right. So this is a machshava.
I was already playing around with that thought. So I remember playing around.
I'm gonna psych God. It's called psych.
I'm trying to get the right angle towards his face.
Fine, you're fine. This is the angle. This is the empty seat. Here we put Eliyahu. Elijah's sitting here. The Rebbe that we made him as say.
Yeah, never forget the Rebbe in our podcast. So that was that.
Why did you want to do that?
I don't know. I was just trying to figure out. I remember also the same thing.
Let's see what happens. Like I'll try. See
if your parents like you could fool your parents, but then like you're trying to fool God, and you're like, because I learned that God knows everything. Oh yeah, let me show you. Don't know everything. I'm gonna make a right and then a left, and I used to battle that thought. And so he knows I'm gonna make this right and left, right away. Does he know that's his? Does he even know that's going through my mind right now?
That's a cool thought. That's a very cool
so
thought.
that was that.
It didn't work. It didn't.
No, I don't think I was too young, too small to actually develop the idea beyond that of a kid, of.
No, it's a very developed idea. But what happened after?
No,
that?
but I'm saying it will never. There was there was nothing after that. It was just the idea of, could I actually fool God because I learned that God knows everything.
Very cool thought. It's a deep philosophical thought, by the way, because there's if you have a bchira chofshit and all that, then how does he know?
Yeah. But again,
no. Do you understand what I'm? If you have bchira chofshit, that means that God doesn't know.
No, God does know.
But if he knows, then it's not. Never mind. There's a problem.
It is. No, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Now, I understood someone explained it like this: to knowing you're going down going down a road, and you always make the right. And I know you're going to make a right because of what you always do. Does that mean I don't have a choice no matter right to make a right or not? You need to get to work right now, so you're going to make a right. I could still make that left.
You can psych him. Like you did. That's what I'm saying. You're probably doing this because you understood this.
No,
this
but God knows. God knows exactly what you're going to do ahead of you doing it.
That means that your thoughts aren't yours.
No, your thoughts are yours, but He already sees what you're going to do.
Yeah. Personally, I don't find it such a big obstacle in
it's not an obstacle.
It's considered a deep. It's a problem, philosophical problem. The Rebbe says, like you said, more like a magical person who can see the future. So it's the same thing. You know the future. He knows it. But that's saying he's outside of it, but it's not true. He's inside of it. Whatever. It's too deep for us now. After drinking beer, we shouldn't talk. Because we're just
that's the best time to talk about this.
This podcast also philosophical or something. Drunk philosophers or something like that. I heard them once. Also very interesting. He was deep. He learned like university all the Platon, all that. He could spit it out for hours. But he's also.
We'll get there one day. It
was all. How are we gonna get there? We don't learn anything.
We should start. That's how we started this thing.
Oh, we can learn chitad. This we learn a little this, a little that. But educated people, we're not being religious, which is not gonna open ourselves to all kinds of different thoughts.
No, I don't think there's an issue. I think that the whole idea of Judaism is to search and search and search some more, and ask questions. Because if you can't ask questions. The problem is not the answer. The problem is you cannot ask questions. Most religions...
What does that mean? Say again?
The problem is not having the answer. The problem is not being able to ask. The best answer a man could give you is, I don't know. Because when you do know, and he knows that you're not scared to say I don't know, he'll trust you in what you say.
A little slow, man. I'm tired. Say it again.
The bear got to you. If I always tell you an answer, then after a certain point I say, okay, this guy doesn't know anything. He always has a response. When I say I don't know...
It happens with me sometimes. With you.
When I always have a response, when I say I don't know what I'm going to do. Or I have to search it up. You have a good question. Let me get back to you. Then you say, okay, this guy actually is putting thought into
you know that I definitely suspicious of you. Not only you, all the Chabadniks, you always have an answer, kind of.
Cause then you're full of crap.
No, not me. The guy that you. Because you're always answering. Because I'm just trying to.
No, there's a lot of things.
People are always telling me that they know. So what is that?
There's a lot of things that I've learned over my lifespan in different things. I've read a lot on different situations, different political. Not political over, but
you read a lot.
No, I used to read a lot on specific things that I love to read about. Other things I go haywire trying to read.
Okay.
My reading skills.
Chaim? Yeah, not great. So what did you... Oh, I'm happy to hear you read something. What were you about to say? Sorry.
No, I had dyslexia pretty much to about 20-something years old. And it worked in very interesting different ways. As in sometimes able to read, and sometimes I couldn't read anything. And sometimes you read every third word and then you understand what's going on in the book, or sometimes you're really interested in what you're reading, so you slow down and give every word its personal minute to read through it. For example, today, giving over a credit card number to somebody,
Yeah.
Giving a credit card.
Excuse me. You keep going.
Giving my credit card over to somebody, and he's like, "Okay, so what's the number?" Like, sorry, give me a second. And I kept babbling two numbers together. Now that Idan's gone,
say what you want to say now.
I'm saying it.
It'll be interesting. I'll see it later. What will you say?
Yeah, Idan's going for a run for his money. I don't know how many guys are watching this actually live. Give me a second. So a lot of reading, a lot of trying to understand. I was listening to a class yesterday. Shay Stout put a program together, and it's about the unique child. I don't know if it's called the unique child or whatever it's called, but in short, it's about kids that have unique, I don't know, misplacement, or they're just not understood, or not. They don't click into this world. They have, or as they say, a very special neshama, and the neshama is so special it doesn't lock into this world. And some things it just doesn't make sense to them. They don't know how to handle it, so they just go haywire. And being that as a child is a memory of being, as I said, having special unique talents and not understanding how to develop it. Amen. I used to think of self. People used to look at me and say certain, like, you're absolutely nuts, you're retarded, whatever the words are, or you're special. Like one of my sisters said you're special, and I said, no, that's all New Yorkers. And then I realized it's not New Yorkers, it's Crown Heightzers. Then at a certain point I said, no, it's not Crown Heightzers, because Crown Heightzers are also giving me commentary. So then it's not Crown Heightzers, it's Geyer. We're always known for the Geyers, like we always had our weirdest crackpot and so on and so forth. And then I realized, no, it's not Geyers, it's me. I'm the one with this unique challenge at the point that I saw it as. Over talking, trying to develop ideas near my mind and not be able to bring it out in words, or trying to bring it out in words and not knowing how to put it down, bring the point down, and so on and so forth.
Struggling with, how do they call it in English? Tikshovet? Tikshovet, how do you say in English? Struggling with, not conversation.
Not conversation, no. Tikshovet is, whatever it is. But there was something else. A friend of mine a year ago, about Shmuel Tevel, a very close friend of mine from France, we did a lot of programs together, a lot of things we did together, time-wise, different situations.
Fine.
And he says to me something very interesting. He said, Chaim, we used to be by Matyanati in Florida, and we arranged the helicopters for Lag BaOmer. Like, yeah. He says, Chaim, I don't know you did it. You sat sitting across this guy for a good hour and a half, whatever it was. We're trying to convince him to give us a good price on the helicopter. And we finally closed on a price, and you said something, and I don't remember what you said, but the guy gave us 2 helicopters for the same price. Wow. And he says, Chaim, to this very day, I'm running mass programs. I don't know how you did it. And I need you to teach me how to do that. I remember that was a conversation. That word for...
You're definitely a very skilled individual, but...
and I said to him, I said, that's my communication issue.
Communication.
That is exactly it. Sometimes my brain just goes into, and I say something stupid, if you want to call it, and the other guy likes it so much that they open up Shalei Shamayim. I'll give you another example.
No, not example. Give it to me in one sentence.
I can't give it in one sentence because there's no wording to it. It's my brain just going overfire.
It's so complex that you can't explain it.
No, it's not that so complex. It's just something that
you trying. So what is this? What are we talking about?
It's me. Some people call it verbal diarrhea, and other people that don't know me will say, "Wow, that's a great idea."
We're not talking about ideas. We're talking about communication.
Yeah.
All right. So you are a special communicator.
No,
some people saw it as a flaw, but it definitely has.
Some people saw it.
There's a genius in there. There's a spark of genius in there. But what is it?
I don't know what it is.
It's a communication fault.
So that's what I was trying to say. In the beginning of this whole, what's his face? The class, he says these kids
what
have
class?
I listened to a shir yesterday.
Oh, okay.
2 days ago, whatever it is, about the uniqueness of certain children, that the world is not a kli for them, or they're not a kli for this world.
What does that mean? I mean, everybody has a neshama. Is this a goy talking?
No.
Everyone has a
Shei's
neshama.
Tav, the course that we took in Chinuch.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So how do you deal with a kid that keeps blowing up and can't handle the world? Everything that he says triggers him off. I don't have to give you names, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anything triggers him off, and he just goes haywire. And he can't handle certain situation. Or you have something that everyone knows about. It's a kid has the little tag in his shirt, right?
Yeah.
And you can understand why, but this tag is driving them nuts. Why? Because in their skin, around that part, they're very connected. They're very feeling. I don't know the right word for it. It's kinesthetic.
Sensitive.
Sensitive. That would be the right word. And that's what it is. He is sensitive in words. I realized.
What does that mean? He's sensitive to talking?
No, over there he is a very sensitive thing. So some people are very sensitive in talking wise.
What does that mean?
That you say certain things and they get triggered off easily.
And
they don't even realize they're being triggered off.
But what are we talking about? We're talking about how you communicate,
so wait a second.
Or how are they
so what I'm
receiving?
Saying, so sometimes you're trying to communicate and you have certain sensitivities that you don't know how to deal with certain situations. As in your communication skills, it's each person has their thing that they don't lock into. So for me, for example, is don't know when to shut up at a certain point. Or sometimes just spit things out of my mouth without really thinking before
diarrhea.
I say saying certain things without thinking about it.
In one word, you would think your communication fault. We believe
that was always what I got
diarrhea?
all my life. I've been
That's
said,
it?
You have a communication, you got to know to shut up. You got to know when to not to stick your nose into.
I don't care what people told you.
No, I'm saying.
What do you understand? What have you realized?
So I realized that sometimes it's a good thing
of course
to have that.
No, listen, stop.
No, because a lot of people don't enjoy having conversations with you, because at a certain point it's like, okay, dude, shut up. We want to hear what we have to say, or we want to, like last week we had the conversation with what's his face, and you didn't like where I was ranting off on him when he said certain things, and that's why we're having the podcast on me tonight.
Yes, sir. So we are.
So it is a fault.
No, we decide. No, listen.
It is a fault.
Can I get in my 2 cents?
No, see, that's exactly it.
It's an egocentric thing.
It's not egocentric. It has nothing to do with ego. It has everything to do with. That's a challenge.
No. Okay.
No, because wait a second. Let's play this. Let's play it. Let me like this. Let me try to explain to you like this.
Poetry.
Let me try to explain to you like this. You always say to me, Chaim, say what you want to say in one line, and that's your talent. You could bring everything. You're very good at narrowing stuff down to one nekuda, right? And that's how you understand those stuff. For me, I need to develop the idea in my head, and to develop the idea, I need to verbalize it. So I'm trying to give you an idea. I'm trying to figure something out. For example, I thought of something for Hanan to work on right now, and I'm trying to verbalize it to him. I'm trying to figure out how to narrow the entire idea down into 3 lines so you actually
understand it.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
No, wait, just a second. For you to realize an idea, you need to
develop idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Develop.
Let me finish the sentence. Work on your communicating skills by listening also. No, there's another thing. There's 2 different motions. There's listening and talking.
Yeah, got it.
We're talking about how you're communicating, how you communicate, and you're special, why you're special in that way. First of all, you already said basically what you need to talk a lot to understand an idea. That's great. It's an understandable idea, but you brought this idea as an example for now. You want to tell your brother-in-law to help him work in something. You haven't thought the idea yet, and now you want to give it over.
I thought
or
the
after
idea.
you already finished? Okay, so it's even worse.
The idea came to mind when I was listening to a podcast today, and they said something specific.
Okay.
And an idea developed from that idea.
And it's already been developed?
The idea?
You have it?
The idea is developed. It's chokhmah.
Okay, now that's what I'm saying. Oh, it's chokhmah. It's not ready for you to give it out yet?
It's ready in my own head.
As far as you're concerned, It's ready. I'm going to start talking about it. And whatever happens, happens. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I could give him the idea. The idea is...
You already have the idea or not?
The idea is there. The chokhmah is there. Mm-hmm. How to make it, all the details, I don't have. But the idea is there. And why him? Okay, why him specific? Because he's in the location in Jerusalem. Why the idea? Because he's good at arranging certain things. But to bring it down into a practical situation, I could give him the idea. I could give him practical thoughts on how to make it practical. But to develop entire thing and so on and so forth would take me a lot of.
So let me ask
verbalizing it.
Let me ask you a question. Are you capable? Have you ever tried? I'm just asking. You don't have. It doesn't matter. First of all, what you were saying before, that this is a fault and the fault can make it. Of course, that's just taken. We don't have to say it. We can talk about it. I don't mind, but it's not where I want to go. I want to talk about the actual thing.
Okay.
And talking about it and making it.
Maybe put the microphone on the other side of your face. You don't have to keep.
No.
I'm there. Not over your shoulder.
Does. What I want to talk about, you can also see that I'm sitting with my feet up, very comfortable, and because we're talking about a very important thing. We're talking about how people. If you feel more comfortable, you don't seem to have a problem. I would talk about me, so you could feel more comfortable, whatever. But we're talking about the idea. We're talking about something. We're talking about you specifically because, whatever. We want to make it more visual. We want to understand it.
Feel free to ask questions in the family chat.
Oh. All right, no. So, anyway.
Wait a second.
There's a chat on the YouTube as well, but I can't be bothered.
Is people actually watching it?
Yeah, usually it's ala wakba. Kind of.
Do we have people watching? Are we on YouTube?
You can watch. I'm not really sure. Maybe. All the buttons on the right.
Oh shit! That was not supposed to happen.
All these kind of Matap Studio.
No. See if we actually get a link open on YouTube.
Yeah, here's chat. There you go. No, but it doesn't seem to be working. I don't know. Oh, I can press mine.
Yeah.
I sent a link. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah? Let me see.
People write. Amanu Blida Kalov. Sagi.
Matap Studio. No. See if we actually get a link open on YouTube. Yeah, here's chat.
One watching.
No, but easy.
Whatever, we can.
Press mine.
Chaim, we're streaming now.
Yes.
Concentrate.
Our sound man's watching this.
I think we have one watcher. We have one person watching. Okay.
You.
It's me. Now we have two. Okay. Anyway. 3 likes. All right.
Pardon my mother.
Why does sometimes I have like thousands of people watching? It has nothing to do with the person. Maybe it does, but anyway. So let's go back to we're talking English, right? Yeah. Let's go back to the communication thing. You realize that from as a kid you have issues or whatever with communication. Like you said before, people told me you don't know how to communicate. What did you say something like that?
It's not about communications. I think after a long
behavioral.
No. It was feeling comfortable in situations, and the only way I felt comfortable was if I spoke, because then there was
interesting.
I don't work out the best in silence. Peace and quiet.
That's a very interesting thing.
Peace and quiet is not for me. I need noise to the extent
How
that I'm working.
When you realize this?
When I was a sheikhet, the shlachta, as you're working, I can't handle the peace and quiet sitting in my own head.
Listen to video. No, that's interesting. From what age is that? Do you remember? Are you sure? Like,
I always had earphones in my ear. I always had to have earphones, something listening.
You couldn't relax when it's quiet? That's crazy. That's like maybe that's the opposite of most people,
no,
right?
It's not. I think it's more
a lot of people.
I think there's a lot of people like that need the noise.
How do you go to sleep? When it's
I
quiet.
used to go to sleep as a child. I used to put a story tape or something. It's not that. I heard Dr. Tversky talk about it when I was, I think, 14 years old. He explained the idea. He didn't explain how to work with it. He said it's a self-esteem issue, which great. That really helps me out because now I know it's self-esteem.
I have an idea. I have a feeling it's something like that. Whatever.
And he gives a great example.
Something to do with psychological.
No, it's self-esteem.
Business.
And he says
self-esteem. You have to hear.
No, I'll explain to you what he says. He went to a spa, and they told him before you go to the dry spa or whatever, you go to a certain program. It's like a whole spa. You go several steps before you go into a certain situation, room, and you have to sit in the bathtub for 15 minutes to like open up your pores and get your body used to before you start doing the process of whatever. And he says, I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, I'd go do 15 minutes in a bathtub, in a hot bathtub. I'm sitting there. And he says, after 3 minutes, I'm like, okay. I get up and start walking out. I'm like, yo, dude, you're only here for 3 minutes. You got another 12 minutes to go. And he says, I looked at the man and I said, yeah, but it's enough. I can't handle it anymore. And he said, no, but you got to do 15 minutes of sitting here. He says, I'm a psychiatrist, and I can't figure this out. Why can't I sit in the bathtub by myself for more than 3 minutes?
Okay.
And then he starts he says, and then I sat there for the next 12 minutes, the most 12 miserable minutes of my life. And I'm just going through my head, listening to this. Wait a second. I was going through this mind, and it's literally talking to me. Yeah. Exactly me. And I'm saying, what is going on? And he says, because all of a sudden, there's no one to talk to. And when there's no one to hear, your brain starts to talk. And
wow, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
And when your brain starts to talk...
Yeah, there's something you don't want to hear.
There's a lot of things you don't want to hear. And it's so developing and so on and so forth. And you can't... You're not mentally up for hearing it. That's so you try to... it's escape plan. It's escape plan.
Yeah, it's a way of coping, whatever.
It's a way of coping, yeah.
So you understand this?
Yeah.
And you have no idea what you're running from?
Me?
Or you don't want to talk about it now, but at least do you know?
No, I had a lot. In the Shlachtas, most rabbis don't let you use earphones.
Yeah.
Or
you used to.
I'm not meaning what I do or don't do. I'm just saying.
They don't allow, but you are listening anyway.
No, there's some places they don't make you promise, and other ones that do make you promise. Usually, badatzim don't like earphones.
You only have one, whatever you can say. It's only one.
No. But for me...
You did notice that you just changed the subject. Well, that's fine. You changed the subject.
No, I didn't. I'm bringing back.
Why did you tell us... Wait, stop. Let's analyze this. Why did you just tell me that in the Shlachtas, they don't allow, they do allow, whatever. Why did you start saying that?
Because there's different situations. Sometimes I'm working a full day without listening to anything in my
ears. Why are we talking about that?
Because
what were we talking about 1 second before that? 10 seconds before that? 20 seconds before that?
You asked me a question.
No.
What am I running away from when I'm listening to my head? So I'm saying, when I'm in a shalachtais where I could listen to a shir, then my brain is settled.
So you just said
when I'm listening to when I'm in a shalachtais where I'm doing a badatz mesuyam, whatever the situation is, and I cannot listen to anything, I come back
of pain,
stressed, and
horrible.
Even worse is most times you're doing badatzim, you're driving for about another hour afterwards back home, an hour and a half afterwards, and I'm sitting there with. It's not that even that conversation I had with myself, my own head. I'm going through my my day, my kids, my wife. I'm going through my own situation, but it's very unsettled, unfitting, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people are, let's do meditation and live the moment and so on and so. It's great. For me, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you feel distressed when you can't talk. Quietness brings you stress.
To a certain extent, yeah.
And you already explained that the reason for that is probably because the quiet brings out something that's inside of you that you don't want to deal with. You already said that.
Well, that's why I understood.
It's obvious. I mean.
Yeah.
Say it. What age, more or less, do you remember? From the beginning of your life?
I always remember myself with earphones.
Wow. So that's pretty...
That's
you. Like, you don't think there's someone that's you that's not that. That's you.
I'm not saying that's me. That's something that I deal with on a daily basis.
That's obvious.
And the thing is, sometimes in my own house, I'm listening to something just to zoom out or not zoom out.
Do you actually listen to it, or is it just...
No, I just need background noise.
Yeah.
And I spoke to people about therapists and so on and so forth, and like, you know, different conversations, different people, and it always came to the same point. Do you understand?
Wow.
And it's, you want to call it to a certain extent, it's like some people go for a cigarette, some people take for a drink or something.
That's what they do.
This is my way of coping with my...
coping with
If not,
stress.
because there's a thing called in psychology, not psychology world, I don't remember where I heard about it. I don't want to say in the psychology world, but...
You don't like that Greek philosophy?
No. It's called the noisy brain. I think I read in a book of the brain that heals itself. And he actually explains over there how to calm it down, and so on and so forth. As I said, being hard for me to read, I read it and like I read it 5-10 times and not really developing the idea in my own head. Yeah. I should go through it now again, now that I know what I'm dealing with. But the noisy brain is that you just have so much noise in your brain that it's an over, as bring back the conversation to where we started, is you have so much going on in your head that you can't tafasta merabah lo tafasta. As in, it's like opening up a wall and the flood's just flooding and your brain gets overflooded to the extent that you want to kill someone right next to you, which could happen on a Schlachter's line when I don't have earphones.
But that's when you're quiet, yeah.
I could have an overflood in the brain. And I want to take the Arab right next to me. And I'm not getting this high.
Yeah. We don't really mind killing Arabs on this podcast.
No, I do very happily.
We're not very, you know...
You didn't eat any of the herring yet.
Yeah, because I like it with something salty. So never mind.
Alright, back to what we're saying.
Yeah. Sometimes I sit under the moon. Thank God I'm dreaming. No, don't take me soon. 'Cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown.
Yeah. Alright.
You're never gonna let me down.
What was your next question?
My next question was, that's how you receive, or whatever, when you give over. Now you're talking to me in a very, pretty, not very, how do you say? You're giving yourself over. You understand that you need to say an idea for me to understand it and then answer.
But this is an idea I developed over years and years of thought.
But you say, okay, excuse me, but you say that even ideas that you didn't develop properly, you want to talk about them because that's how you're going to develop them. Mm-hmm. But what about the other person? Why does he have to listen to that?
So that's a different story. That's where most people log out of my conversations with them.
That's why we listen to your voice messages for years on end. Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Because when you start the voice, when you start thinking about it, we're going to say, listen, I want to say this, but it actually might be that. And the fact that there's kids in the background talking, whatever, very noisy, in the middle I stop, whatever. You don't think about the fact there's another person listening. There's a voice. He wants to understand the message you're trying to convey. Excuse my very good English. Even though I'm rusty, I have articulate English. Excuse me for that. I didn't mean to be so savvy.
Oh, shut up.
Savvy, what does that mean? Savvy is like Charlan.
No one's sending me messages.
Let's go Hebrew. Do you feel a difference in English and Hebrew? Obviously.
Yeah,
very much.
Sure.
How many years have you been living in Israel?
9 years now.
9 שנים בארץ, העברית שלך? מי אחד עד 10? מי אחד עד 10? 10 זה כאילו... בלידה.
7, 8.
אתה כבר
תגיד אתה, אנחנו מדברים פה.
אתה לא ב8.
אוקיי, לא ב8. לא ב7.
תגיד לי אתה, 7 זה גם כאילו, אתה יודע, להדחיק את המציאות קצת.
אוקיי, 3.
לא, 3 זה גם...
שמע, מן, אני צריכתי
הנה, בוא נדבר. אנחנו אומרים, ניתן לקהל לשפוט. הוא לא 3, לא תגזים, אבל הוא...
5.
סביב 5-6, כן.
אוקיי,
בסדר.
הסתדרתי.
זכר, נקבה.
לא, אל תיכנס לזה, אשתי סובל מזה כבר.
אשתי סובלת. אשתך היא נקבה.
My wife can't handle it.
בוא נדבר בעברית, אנחנו מדברים פה, עושים לך מבחן. אמרת 7-8.
כן.
סתם. טוב, אבל ברור שהוא יותר כל אחד לדבר באנגלית, אבל זה שאתה צריך לדבר בשפה חדשה, זה פותח דברים במוח, לא? פתאום אתה צריך...
כן,
אתה חצי חושב בעברית כבר, לפעמים.
זה גם עזר לי.
זה עוזר, כן.
זה עוזר ועזר לי עם דיסלקציה. שלמדתי, אתה זוכר שהיינו הולכים לשיעור שלך בחומש, כל אחד קורא ותמיד משהו שלא היה...
רן, מרדכי, כן.
היה מארגן לי את השירים משפחות שלו, איך אני קורא, עם כל התעודות, ולא יודע איך לקרוא, עד שעליתי על המבטא הישראלי, ומאז אני יכול לקרוא חלק יותר.
מעניין. אז עברת על המבטא הישראלי ואז אתה קורא עברית יותר טוב, זה
לא,
הגיוני?
לא.
לא?
אחד מהדברים שהוא אומר על
עוד בירה אחת וזהו. חיים?
מה, לך תביא, יש במקר עוד 4, 3.
איזה סגנון? זה?
לא,
מילר טוב. כן, אנחנו איתך. עברית או אנגלית? Let's talk. Sometimes I sit under the moon. Thank God.
בספר, the brain that changes itself or the brain that heals itself. Go back to English because it's a lot easier for me.
לא הבנתי. What did you say?
The brain that changes itself or the brain that heals itself.
Oh, what are these? Psychological things? What are these?
No, it's a book about brains that change.
Can you read books about brains?
Brains. I try to understand what goes through people, what triggers people to do certain things. I mean, I think
the brain is a very interesting thing.
Anyway, so he says, he says
the brain is a very interesting thing.
He says one of the. You saying the Chaim to the microphone?
No, maybe you can pick up that. Probably not.
He said there's a guy that had what's it called? What they say? What's one's worse? Having what's that thing called? When your body shakes.
It's like epilepsy.
No.
In English.
The older guys.
I know. Dysentery.
No.
Yeah, I forgot.
What's worse, having your memories gone lost or your body shaking, whatever it's called?
Maybe you should try brushing your teeth with your left hand.
Yeah.
It's good for your mind.
So they say, which one's worse, Alzheimer's or what's it called?
Shake your hand,
whatever it's called. So it's better to have shaky hands because at least you know where the bottle's at. You might spill some, but you won't forget where the bottle's at. Right? So he said there was a guy that had the sickness of his body was always shaking. What it's called. And this guy's trained himself to walk again, but walk straight to the extent that he was climbing boulders and going hiking. And he said, what's your gig? What's your secret to success? And he says, I don't walk the normal way. I usually walk. He says, if you're walking straight, I walk with my foot. I force my foot to make a right. Like, I don't go a straight foot, I go around. And he explains the idea is your brain has certain ways it's been passed. It's always gone certain paths. And the sickness comes in and cuts into the path. So like you're going a certain wave and your body twists, gets a scratch in the disc, so like it skips and your body is shaking. He says, but if you don't go your normal way, then the body doesn't have that scratch in the disc because it's not reading it in a normal. You're not going the normal pathway, so your body doesn't have the scratch in that disc. If you understand what I'm saying. Think about a highway.
Yeah.
You go every day. You go on the same highway, right? At a certain point, that highway is going to start to rust itself out. But if you always go on the same highway, and then the body starts to rust itself out, so then you're going to have that whole. Search up what it's called.
Never mind, the shaky.
Right, the shaky stuff. But if you take off a different road, then that.
Yeah, I understand.
Even though you're going the same road, but you're just taking a side road, like an island. You're going the same road. You're
Same
still going to get to the
direction.
same location, same everything, but the shaky hand, or shaky body, whatever you want to call it, is not going to be there. So I
Why?
think the same because your brain is not going the same direction, the same paths. You're using different paths, so the sickness is not touching.
By the way, it's not only for Parkinson.
So your brain, Parkinson works on if you have the same thing for years.
Yeah.
And then
so you're never gonna have Parkinson because your brain is always thinking new.
I'm not. God
Come on,
forbid. I
whatever.
should never have Parkinson.
No one should have anything.
No Jew should ever have Parkinson. All the Arabs in Iran should have Parkinson's.
Not Arabs.
Hamas.
Whatever.
All the terrorists should have. Muslims. Yeah. Anyway, should all have Parkinson's. All right.
I'll try a little, whatever.
All the Arab terrorists should have Parkinson's.
Oh man.
And they should shake really well when they shoot. They shoot each other and kill each other. Anyway, so it says when you have Parkinson's, your brain runs a certain direction and then it flops. But if you keep changing what's the name, your brain doesn't. The Parkinson's cannot attack that.
Going in
new things. So I tried that with reading Hebrew. Is if I was reading with my normal accent, Vayomer Hashem El Moshe Deborah, it's like it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. But then I start doing with an accent, and then I'm not reading it the same way. I'm not even hearing it the same way. Going back to the hearing thing, my brain is developing a different hearing, so I'm not having, if you want to call it Parkinson's or dyslexia on that situation.
It's all connections in the brain.
Yeah.
So you're doing new connections.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The old connections are whatever fucked up because of Parkinson.
I got forbid Parkinson's, but I'm saying.
Not yours. Oh, we're talking about you?
Yeah. That's how I was able to start reading. Once I was able to read in Hebrew, now I could open up a Chumash.
So the symptoms of Parkinson, of that heal.
I took the idea of this guy's idea how he dealt with Parkinson's. I did that with my developed what's his face. And that's also what I've trained other people that I had.
Have you healed yourself?
People that had dyslexia, I told them that idea and they told me it worked for them.
It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, with people with American accents or Israeli accents, and Israeli cannot read. So I told them, try to read with an American accent. And it sounded like an absolute laugh.
You know, the accent is a cool thing because it's something you don't know why you're doing. Your brain's just doing it.
Yeah, but again,
people
if you,
usually can't change
force
it. They can't.
But if you force it,
oh.
That's the whole idea. Is you force it. Because your brain is used to go.
Speak English in a Hebrew accent, please.
Speak English with an Israeli accent?
Yes, please.
I could do that for you. Not a problem. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah, this is an easy one for you.
Yes.
But it's a challenge. It's a
for you. For you, it's a challenge.
I can do anything. I can be Irish. You want me to be Irish? Irish. Bloody fucking Irish. Man.
Yes.
Can you eat the Irish and drink some beer?
No, you
Scottish, Irish, all the same crap.
No, you don't have the accent. But anyway, you have the 3 words. But the idea, my idea is.
All right, bloody. Is practice. I'll practice. It'll be perfect.
The idea is you have your.
What?
Something I heard today in today's podcast. Whatever. I was listening to the Kiddush Club podcast, and I was like, I had a great laugh. He said in Michigan. The Arab sheikh got up, with his Allah Akbar in the morning, 5 o'clock.
You like Rosh Hashanah? You watch it?
No, he got up and then Allah Akbar, and then after prayers he fell asleep, and he forgot to turn off the microphone. Oh. So they got the entire city hearing him snore. It was absolutely brilliant. I was sitting with the kids, and again I'm having something in my ear, and I was on the floor laughing. I pushed it and started laughing. And all my kids are looking at me like, "Hey, Abba!"
They're happy to see.
Yeah, they're so excited to see Abba laughing. Like, what's going on? And they're all laughing with me because, I was laughing.
Why the fact that you have something in your ear all day long doesn't?
It disturbs. It disturbs a lot of situations.
Kids don't feel that they're in the middle of their
kids
attention.
Do feel. The kids. My wife Osa doesn't like it very much, and I say for myself, I don't like it because I sometimes
you yourself don't like it. Wow.
I can't hear what's going on in the family. My kids are calling. The kids are calling out to me, or the kids need backup support, or some situation. But for me, it just.
But that's how you live, and that's it.
No, I'd rather not have it, but sometimes I just need it.
Oh, obviously. Let's talk about this for a moment from the outside. So, you understand that it's a remedy for you for something that's hurting, whatever. You say
I don't say it's something hurting.
I mean, it's a strong word, hurting. Whatever. There's something
it's just a very settling.
It's covering. Yeah, no. You need to settle something.
Wait, let's play this. Some people need Ritalin or whatever it is.
I don't know how that works. Whatever.
No, I'm saying some people need pills to survive the day, not because they are druggies, not because they had just because their body doesn't have that certain pill. I'll give you an example. I don't want to say a name, but I worked with somebody that his chemicals in his body and his brain were not firing well, and he had to take a certain pill every day. And if he missed the pill one day,
what happened?
Then the guy was absolutely nuts.
Wow.
He was not physically dangerous, but he was just like, take a guy on, like you take off the street, and this guy was spitting Chassidus and spitting up philosophers and Greek philosophy. The guy was a genius. So what came out of him was, but sometimes it was like, yo, dude, you can't handle the man. He's climbing the walls. He's up the whole night. Like his entire system.
Poor thing.
Yeah, he suffered. And, you know what I mean? Wow. Him and his whatever. It's not the point. His father's a psychiatrist, but you can't do a thing. It's a chemical misbalance, and if you don't have that pill that you take, then whatever, or you get triggered off in a certain way, and the miscalculation in the balance of the body, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is the way he was born. This is who he is, and no matter what they don't have to this day and age. What I know, they don't have a what's the name for it. So like part of a group chat of friends, and everything is doing good, and all of a sudden we know that he's gone on because he starts sending these random texts like, "Yo, the Rebbe loves you, Chaim, and I'm telling you, the Rebbe said to me in a dream last night that you should he said you're
schizophrenic."
No, it's not schizophrenic. He's not. He's
just high, like.
It's like his body cannot handle where his brain is going. His brain just goes haywire. For the good, for the bad, for the worse. Call it what you want, but that's what's really is happening.
11:30. We're gonna start wrapping this thing up, man.
What are we gonna do?
I want to thank our sponsors.
Wait a second. Wait. Are we gonna do what's his face?
Nobody and nobody.
Are we gonna do
Hack my Chinik?
Dude, we're only for about 45 minutes right now.
Oh, it says how long we've been going?
I don't know.
I know it's 11:30.
Yeah, but we started like at 11.
You're right. But what can you do now?
Yeah, again, it's your call.
Wow, look at that wave. Wow, it's a beautiful thing. I can see it here. What are you playing on there?
Let's try to figure this out.
We need to work on the video thing, because 2 videos is good, but it's not.
No, this setting over here is not cool at all.
It's all right. Maybe we can't. We don't have a lot of people because I'm not on the stream where people can watch it. Never mind. The whatever stories, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what when it's filming like this. From what we only had one camera, you might have filmed it from this, and then people would watch it. Not that I mind. It's only like Indians and Muslims or whatever.
Yeah. We got a lot of Akbars. All right, let's narrow down on this idea for now. Wait a second.
How would you like to wrap?
No, but let's bring it back to last week's conversation.
Ah, okay, sure.
Last week's conversation, we had a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, cool.
Really cool.
What was cool? Let me help you out. Okay, you want to finish your idea, but I'll help you out. What happened?
In 2 words, he's done a lot. He's about tshuva, and he had a midlife crisis, to say it in nice words, and which is cool. I think a lot of people have that midlife crisis, and on his terms, thank God he had someone to discuss it with. He has a mashpia, a rabbi, to develop the idea with.
Okay.
And his rabbi gave him a certain direction how to deal his life with his midlife crisis situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should put that up there.
Yeah, put it up and people brought it down. This is where things are delivered. The delivery room.
You should put that up there on your front door. You should put kesef.
It was in the garbage, but I liked it.
No, of course, man. Maybe we should put it on mine anyway. Put it on your bedroom.
All right, I can see where this is going. Oh my lord!
Anyway, so he said.
Come on.
He gave you the idea of.
Whatever.
Drop everything. No, he gave you the idea of drop and start from scratch. Stop everything to a certain extent and start from scratch.
Okay, what does it have to do? Remember what we're talking about? We're talking about what happened last night and what we want to say about it.
My idea was just keep fighting, make it till you break it. And that doesn't mean you don't have to. Doesn't mean you can't stop certain things that you can't handle. But that means you're not giving up on the main mission statement. There's certain things.
What did he do?
Certain.
He gave up and started from scratch.
Certain basics.
And you said don't start from scratch. Keep going.
No, certain basics you have to hold. If you want to stop certain things, you don't want to do certain things. That's each man to their position. But the foundations you have to hold.
Why?
And he said, at the foundations, his battle was at the foundations, which means everything looks cool on the outside, as they used to say back in the day. He's frying out with a hat and jacket. He's going off, but at least he has the looks. And
you agree with that?
I agree with him to a certain extent.
Hold the
I didn't agree with the point that he said.
You're far off from the thing.
I didn't agree with the point that he said that it's for everybody, for a start, to do such a thing. Wait a second, hear me out.
Yeah.
And two is, when I told to him, I said, welcome to Lubavitch, welcome to the religious life. Someone that grew up in a religious world.
Just fighting all day long.
And he took it really offensive, said.
Why?
He's like, I don't know if he took it offensive, but he took it to a point of, is that what it's all about? So that everyone should throw everything out. And I said, it's not about throwing everything out. It's you growing up in the castle, growing up as a Lubavitcher, growing up in a religious family.
Yeah.
This is a battle from day one. And it's not something that you could understand as someone that came in from the outside saying, I tried my best. It didn't work for me, so now I'm taking a step back.
A lot of people, by the way, not a lot.
A lot of Lubavitchers, a lot of religious people also take steps back. But you're taking a step back is very different than our taking a step back. Because we grew up in the King's Castle. We know what's reality. We know what we're fighting against. You came in from outside. I gave up everything to be this, and now I realize I cannot handle this. So I'm challenging, and I want to see if what this all about. What I gave up my life for. Someone that grew up with it and doesn't know any better, or doesn't know the tightness, the world outside, and he throws everything away and says, I don't want any of it. Or as I said last week, and that's what started the whole flurry, was a Baal Tshuva will never understand someone that grew up in a religious family, and a religious person will never understand a Baal Tshuva.
If you don't mind, I'll tell you what I thought.
And this is where the whole argument happened.
I thought you basically completely missed him. You missed the whole idea, and you missed it by babbling for. I call you babbling. That's not a hurt.
Hakamei.
Yeah, that's Hakamei. You were talking.
We don't see.
But you did. Yeah, well, I don't care. But you were missing. I'm comfortable. You were missing. See my legs. You were missing the goddamn point. The point was this dude has nothing to do with God. He was having psychological problems. He was having compulsive issues. So, a person with compulsive issues, bringing that compulsive to the God's work, it has nothing to do with all this stuff you're talking about. You came from the outside. You don't really understand. No. Hear me out, because I'm gonna tell you a very important thing. It's called in Hebrew. I forgot. I'm too drunk. I'm not drunk, but when someone says something, you need to be able to say it back in your words. When you do that, you have two things. First of all, you really listen to him because you need to be able to say it back in your words. Second of all, he understands that you listen to him. This is a skill that I advise everyone to learn and practice. So I know exactly what you said, and I'm giving it over now. You said there's issues for someone coming from outside and then fighting and then realize he can't fight it anymore and then going back, and you were born inside the castle. And you know how to fight from that's basically your Yiddishkeit, fighting all day long, and that's a great idea. Just a second, that's a great idea, but you weren't listening to this dude telling you with the exact words, saying I have a compulsive disorder, I have a psychological problem.
You
I remember him saying.
Yeah, of course he said it. That's how I was so berserked from the thing. He said it out loud. He said it very. Of course, he didn't say it like I just said a second ago, but he said it very, very, very clearly. And the fact that you didn't realize.
I was drunk by
no, okay, I've said it. But that goes to show that you were just, smacking. So I stopped it there and I said, listen, from now on, you need to understand. First off, you're drunk and you don't understand someone, so that's fine. But I was suspicious. But I was suspicious that you were just not listening properly to the other person. You said you're drunk, fine, I don't mind. But if you're not listening to the other person in such a gasut way, he gave over his problem. Very, personal thing. And it's a very, serious thing. And you were starting to talk about, with length, about blah, blah, blah. Excuse my French also. For me and him, we don't really care about this stuff. Like, we're Chabad from Bait, and we're used to fighting, and you guys are not used to fighting.
No, I picked that up.
Whatever.
Afterwards. I picked that up afterwards. It was something that I missed a certain few points.
Yeah.
And now that you're mentioning that, I think I should call him up and tell him, just having that discussion afterwards, like we did right now, which he told me in the beginning of the podcast. Like, Chaim, did you ever podcast yourself? Actually, put what you have to say it out there. And that's what we're doing right now.
No, what does it have to do with the fact that you didn't listen to someone else?
No.
It's also true. Great. But what does it have to do with what we're talking about?
No, because...
What I said, excuse me, what does it have to do with what I just said? I just said something. Let's call it blue. And then you, out of the blue, bring in pink. I don't mind talking about pink, but what does it have to do with blue? If it has no connection, that means that you weren't listening to my blue.
I heard what you said.
Sometimes does your wife complain that you don't listen to her? Like most wives? So no, but it seems to me...
No, but it's what I'm saying. First of all, that's part of one of my great talents that God has given me.
You're not a good listener?
That my brain's in 15 different places, and you can start a conversation.
So you can't listen,
As
wow.
Pops usually says to me, he says, Chaim, you have Google in your head. I say one word and a million things show up. And that's also one. That's part of But bring back to what you were saying before. Now, I don't remember hearing that part that he was saying that he has this certain challenge.
You didn't realize, yeah.
That it's overwhelming.
And I think, I'm sorry, I feel strongly about this, so I'm starting again. I think that's a serious issue that someone can tell you his deepest whatever. He can tell you something very serious. And even though the whole idea is that we're sitting around talking, you still don't hear what he's saying.
No,
that's fucking wrong.
By then,
you were drunk. Okay, say that.
But
fine.
then I was ready. What's the name?
Said it. Very possible.
In this previous.
You were very excited. Also, there was bombs in the middle.
Yeah, no, it was a lot.
It was not a simple thing. In your house, you're more excited. Also, you're not really.
No,
relaxed.
it's not like that. It's like last week we made some serious decisions this past week. How we're gonna start making podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be more serious. We're gonna stop drinking so much. We're gonna
only 4 beers and 2.
No, I understand, but we could
these are
actually
big beers.
Yeah, but
no,
there's
no
perfect.
Alcohol.
Yeah, it's nice. It's chilled.
Exactly. Last time you guys were going whiskey. I was fine like this. It was like
So it's again. I was.
But he needs. Sometimes the guest needs some.
No, so the whiskey actually helped him out.
So you need to learn how to drink a little, but not make him drunk and not you drunk.
Yeah. No. So
but no. If you weren't drunk, would you still not be able to hear what he said?
I don't know.
Possible? You don't know?
No, I think
it's
I would.
Possible.
I think
would.
I would
because
I know, like, in the past few days I was in the hospital over here, and people were sharing their. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I also jumped.
You got sensitive? Were you sensitive to other people?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But still, now that you mentioned that, there's a lot of people sharing a lot of things.
Yeah.
That my brain went haywire, when like, Yossi Jacobson said, he asked. Dean Steinfeld, what's a tip for public speaking? And he said, always stay learning, because if not, at one point you get to the life that you're going to be just a mouthpiece. No matter what the guy says to you, always have an answer for him instead of saying, I don't know. For example.
That's how we started. So that's what I like about podcasts. When you finish somewhere around the area of where you somewhat started.
He said, I feel that sometimes that certain people bring up certain topics, and I just go back into the cruise of, I've dealt with this before, so just say this and this.
Autopilot.
Autopilot.
So You're against that,
I
obviously.
do think I should call him up and say I'm really sorry.
No, never mind specifically this person.
No. I'm just saying in general. Now that you're bringing up the topic, I'm starting to understand what you're saying on that.
That this issue might exist in your
there
your,
is an
character.
issue in his. No, that.
No, I don't want to talk about this dude in this.
Okay, got you.
That was an example.
My issue sometimes is my brain, as I said before.
Yeah, so you can't be a listener. So what kind of podcast did you?
No.
How are you going to be on a podcast if you can't listen to other people?
Listener. I just have to learn to.
You have to learn to. Yeah.
As I said,
So we're going to use.
to learn to narrow down my thoughts.
So the podcast helps you now that you know that you're being filmed in this. You're able. First of all, this conversation was perfect. You were fine. You were listening. I think.
No,
somewhat.
How many times you tell me shut up and let me finish my words, which you usually don't say.
I said shut up.
Yeah. How many times do you tell me?
Quite a few.
Let me finish my point.
Oh yeah, you weren't perfect, but do you understand?
No, I
that this is something you're going to. Yeah. So the podcast helps you because if we were just sitting around here, you would do whatever you want.
Well, that's what we always have these. We're brother-in-laws. So we do a lot of these.
But the fact that it's being filmed and broadcast makes
now
you serious.
We're trying to focus on certain specific things.
No, and the fact that we're talking about you also makes you. Now, sitting with some guy, we were talking with him. Will you forget it? Obviously. But you need to listen.
So then again, in the previous podcast, and I said this again, we're trying to figure out what's the point of our podcast. What's the point? Like, because every time we had someone on, to a certain extent, we had to delete their.
Yeah, this was we're not going to delete, right? It's fine.
For the most, yeah.
It's not extremely proud, but it's fine.
No, to the extent the conversation, I'm very happy with the conversation. But I'm saying
we're gonna have to wrap it up, man.
What I'm saying is
all two followers of us are gonna have to be disappointed and leave. Oh my lord!
Who's watching?
No, it went somewhere else. The YouTube went somewhere else.
Oh no! You're live. Show the world what you're watching.
No, I don't know how it went. Because I'm sitting next to you. Oh, what's your idea? People, first of all, now we're gonna address the chat. Amanu bli lekalel lechaim. Why in the center empty chair? We talked about that. That's Elijah. This is the chair of the Rebbe.
We're missing our middle man.
Hasidim. No, yeah.
Our sound man is not with us today.
We're Hasidim. No, but that's also not true because if we had a third person, he didn't have a microphone. We have problems. We're working on it. Thank you for your comment.
Concerns. No,
that was your mother, by the way.
Yeah.
May God bless her. Now Meir Geiger,
my brother,
asks what your idea. Look at the chat. He's writing in the chat. Look at the chat. He says, "What's your idea?" A whole two people. That's what your mother says. It's Mir talking from Ima. Ah, okay. Anyway, they didn't do one lev, not even one, as far as I understand, and therefore we have to immediately stop this. How do you say chirpa? How do you say chirpa in English? I'm very proud of this podcast. Thank you for having us. God